Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Monkeypox anxiety grows in Clarendon, Jamaica after contact tracing proves difficult. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Monday, 18th July 2022. Details when we return.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Monkeypox anxiety grows in Clarendon, Jamaica after contact tracing proves difficult in the wake of the escape of the patient who tested positive for this disease, which originates in Africa. Authorities are yet to identify all the people whom this man interacted with after his escape. TVJ News has more.
Nearly a week after the saga which saw the monkeypox patient leaving isolation at the Maypen Hospital in Clarendon, there are still many questions left unanswered. The man was subsequently found at the home of a relative. This triggered criticism of security protocols at the health facility, with the patient also suggesting he was allowed to walk out the door. But at the Municipal Corporation meeting on Thursday, Medical Officer of Health for Clarendon, Dr. Kimberly Scarlett Campbell, suggested differently.
Based on what I know, it does not appear that the person walked out of the hospital. And I'm just telling you, based on the information that I have, it does not substantiate that.
In its report on the incident, the Ministry of Health suggested that the patient escaped through a window. However, Dr. Scarlett Campbell would neither confirm or deny the claim. Councillor for the Yorktown Division, Ufel Purcell, believes there is a bigger issue that needs to be addressed. After escaping, the patient was picked up in a motor vehicle.
We can be in serious trouble. So it is not something, some of us might be taking it very simple, but it is not. It is a serious matter, because when those persons want to be with that gentleman, and it is transferred to them, and it's being transferred now into the parish and into Jamaica, then it can cause a very serious implication.
Dr. Scarlett Campbell admits that officials do not have details on all the persons the patient interacted with while he was out to pursue contact tracing.
So I need some information from the public as to who was driving that car. I need to find that person who was driving that car. He's not giving that information. So that is my concern. I don't know who was driving the car.
We now take an update from the positive malaria case in the Bahamas from ZNS News.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. The Honorable Michael Darwell, told our news team earlier this afternoon that a medical practitioner confirmed the positive case through a blood sample.
Now monitoring the situation very closely, and as we speak, individuals are being contacted to ensure that those who may have been exposed do not have malaria. I want to make it very clear that this case has nothing to do with our delegation that went to Rwanda, and it was a case of an individual who visited one of the West African countries. The infectious disease specialist is involved, and the Bahamian people have no need to worry at this particular time.
Malaria is defined as a disease caused by a parasite that spread to humans through infected mosquito bites. Those infected with malaria usually feel very sick with a high fever and shaking chills.
Malaria is not endemic in the Bahamas. It's endemic in West African countries and some South American countries. And from time to time, we do have individuals who travel and come back into the country and test positive for malaria. The treatment modalities are straightforward. This particular individual is being treated, and the situation is well under control.
In other news, Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court Family Division launched in Antigua and Barbuda. Jamie J. Roger of ABS News reports.
A stellar assembly of legal luminaries at Antigua and Barbuda's High Court of Justice Thursday morning. It's the launch of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court's Family Division. Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, the Honorable Dame Janice M. Pereira, and Legal Affairs Minister, Attorney General, the Honorable Stedward Benjamin, cutting the ribbon to open the division's retrofitted courtroom at the High Court building. The setup lends itself to an atmosphere of cooperation and negotiation, a step back from the usual combative nature of courtroom justice.
Our system is indeed an adversarial system, winner takes all. Why should that be what justice is? Who says indeed that when winner takes all, that is just? So those are the questions, and those are some of the considerations which have informed this division in really getting to the core of ensuring that what we build at the end of the day as structures the delivery of justice that ensures a more just society.
The Chief Justice says the Family Division will integrate typical court services with social services, including mediation, counseling, and other diversion strategies. Her Ladyship, the Honorable Justice Nicola Petra Bayer, will head the division.
I am certainly honored and humbled to have been offered this position by the learned Chief Justice, and certainly pray for God's strength and guidance over this court and myself, its support staff, and the people of Antigua and Barbuda who will access its mechanisms.
The Family Division will handle all family matters, including divorce proceedings, wardship, children care and adoption, maintenance, and domestic violence. Among the core functions of the new Family Division is to ensure quick and efficient disposal of family matters. Of course, there's also strong emphasis on sensitivity to the protections and the needs of vulnerable groups, including women and children. From the High Court of Justice Family Division, I am Jamie J. Rocher, reporting for ABS News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
The government of Barbados has launched an $18 million package to help Barbadians cope with the rising cost of living, and it has received the nod of approval from Professor Don Marshall.
Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced a range of cuts that will lead to lower electricity bills and reduced food prices. Marshall, the director of the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute for Social and Economic Studies, told reporters government's move is a step in the right direction.
The 6 months that she has earmarked for targeted relief is the appropriate time frame. It gives the government about 3 months before the end of the financial year to then look at the impact and so on that has had on social expenditure. But the government before had put forward the idea of free camps. I see nothing wrong with this government determining that the school meal service can be employed to serve those camps and those students, school-age students who might otherwise want to be engaged in meaningful activities during the summer, and know that, and their parents would know that, there is no need to worry about a nutritious meal at the end of it all, or as part of the parcel of the 5 hours or so that they're at the camps. So I know that the 40 odd items might include, I suspect I should say, that it might include feminine products and other products that were earlier earmarked for either a reduction in VAT or 0 ratings. But however you read the set of measures, I think it's timely. And one would say, if you're being honest, you would say, what about the fuel? And I was listening out for some kind of ease on the fuel tax.
There is a strong suggestion in Antigua and Barbuda that serious consideration should be given to adding the COVID vaccine to the regime of immunization required for children to attend school.
is coming from the Antiguan Health Minister, Sir Malwyn Joseph, who said it's a discussion that needs to be held across the Caribbean as governments continue to fight vaccine hesitancy. He spoke to Barbados Today on Friday morning after addressing the opening ceremony of a media workshop entitled Beyond COVID-19, The Children's Story, hosted by UNICEF and USAID.
All the regions, including Antigua, have a regime of vaccines that children get. And I think it's time to have the discussion. And this discussion should be guided through Parliament, of course, as to whether or not we should start the dialogue of ensuring that children have the opportunity to take the vaccines for COVID. COVID is going to be with us for some time, and I think it's not too soon to have this discussion. The fact is that I have witnessed many of our children die in Antigua having contracted COVID from their parents and members of their family. So at least the dialogue should begin.
The Antiguan Health Minister is optimistic more stakeholders will get on board.
We might not get that agreement in a specific time frame. Over the years, it sometimes takes a time of adjusting to new policies. And what we should do, we should engage a series of educational programs, providing information to families. I believe that as the same families that have accepted the regime of vaccines now, I think I would be optimistic in expecting them to accept the new vaccine. So I would not anticipate a lot of negative reaction to the vaccine. After all, it's for the interest of the children. And the children are our future. Parents love their children. So I think that it's more than likely that they'll make the decision in the interest of their children.
The 100 and 200 meter world record holder Usain Bolt has been awarded an honorary doctorate from Brunel University in London.
The 8-time Olympic gold medalist became the second Caribbean athlete this week to be conferred an honorary doctorate after Shaka Hislop got his on Wednesday. Throughout his career, the Jamaican sprinter trained several times at Brunel, most notably during the lead-up to the 2012 London Olympics, where he won 3 gold medals. Bolt said, quote, "I want to say to the graduates, hard work does pay off. Just remember that the road won't be easy. There will be ups and downs, and you will fail, but never give up on your dream." This becomes Bolt's second honorary degree. In 2011, he was awarded the honorary doctorate of laws by the University on the West Indies Mona campus.
On Thursday last, a magnitude 5.8 earthquake rocked the twin island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Tremors were felt in Grenada to the north.
A magnitude 5.8 earthquake rocked Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday afternoon. The Seismic Research Center, SRC, of the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies has confirmed. According to the SRC, the quake, which occurred at 3:16 p.m., was at a depth of 98.1 kilometers and was located at 10.78 degrees north and 62.68 degrees west. There were no immediate reports of injuries, fatalities, or damage to properties and road.
Hubbard's Motor Department Mount Gay and Hubbard's Tire Bay, located at the Building Supplies Compound in Grand Anse, are reminding the motoring public that another round for licensing and inspection has begun. Just arrived on new shipments of quality furrowed and torque tires to fit all makes and models of vehicles at competitive pricing. Shop early to avoid the hassle of long lines. WhatsApp them on 473-405-5482. Hubbard's, quality service, affordable prices.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.